Alright, what's up ladies? Welcome back to Compound Interesting. In today's video I want to give you all the updates from Bored Ape Yacht Club, Yuga Labs, 10KTF and everything in between, everything you need to know, and a little bit of Dookie Dash, well the new updated Toad mode gameplay. So there's a new game from Bored Ape Yacht Club for sewer pass holders. It's pretty much the same as Dookie Dash, but as you'll see from this gameplay, there's a little bit of a variation. Gary the dog licked the toad, the psychedelic toad, so you'll see that in the updated game. And Gary the dog is now the passenger in the vehicle in the sewers. So I want to go through all the speculation in regards to the other side and 10KTF, etc, and how exactly I'm going to be positioning myself in regards to like what's the best thing to buy, what's the best thing to be selling right now, what's the best play in the NFT space in regards to these ecosystems in my personal opinion. So let's dive into the sewers with a quick intro of the Toad mode. Alright ladies, let's show you the new game from Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's basically Dookie Dash again. It's called Toad mode, but as you'll see it's a little bit different. So the rules are the same at the start with Toad mode, but as you can see it's a bit more difficult. Things are moving, things are wobbling and around, and although I've a lot of experience in these kind of scenarios, I find this, even though I find this quite difficult to collect the fragments because they're kind of moving all over the place. And the music's different, as you can hear. I'll turn that down because it's probably a bit annoying. But essentially the idea for this is you have a score on the top right, as you can see, and a score on the top left. Now the score on the top right is going to be starting now, and I just have to collect as many fragments as I can. There's no obstacles, it's just about collecting the fragments, and it's pretty much impossible, to be honest. But the top 500 scores in the normal Dookie Dash game that we played at the start and afterwards, the top 500 will get a companion trait, and the top 2000 of the Toad mode will get a different companion trait, and we'll talk about the companion trait. If I can get any pieces here, that'd be good. Alright, so now we're back to normal. So it's confirmed by Bored Ape Yacht Club / Yuga Labs that on March 8th the summoning is going to happen, and we're going to get an energy source like I speculated in my previous videos. So we're going to get some sort of energy source, and I believe this energy source is going to be used to power these mech suits. So it's not a new profile picture like we speculated could be. I eventually came to the conclusion that's more likely to be a mech suit, which that's what's most likely looking like it's going to be. So these energy sources are going to power these mech suits. The new information is that we're going to be able to get a companion for these energy sources, and that's news since our last video. And these companions, we can see one of these on this picture that they released a while ago. These little companions are up on the right shoulder here, or yeah, it's basically on the shoulder of these mech suits. And like I mentioned in that Dookie Dash gameplay, the way you can get one of these companions is to score either in the top 500 of the normal Dookie Dash for the next 1 week, or you can score in the top 2000 of the Toad mode version, where it's just absolute insanity and there's no obstacles, it's just all over the place and complete chaos. So these companions are not going to be a separate NFT in my opinion, like kind of how they're called. They're going to be just a companion trait to the mech suits, or to the energy sources that will eventually be powering the mech suits. Here's another image that the other side released in regards to whatever the hell these companions are. So there's going to be 8 different types of power sources or energy sources, so I guess that's kind of the different energy sources are going to be related to the score that you've got in Dookie Dash, in the original Dookie Dash, and potentially the score that you got in the Toad mode Dookie Dash. So it's going to be varying variations. Also, whether your pass is a tier 1 or a tier 2, we'll have to wait and see, because there's not very much info on that, just that there's going to be 8 different levels, I guess. So ages and ages ago, in one of the articles from the other side, they said beginning in Q1 of 2023 and continuing throughout the year, a series of activations will be coming online, introducing users to some of the other inhabitants of the other side. So is that these little companions, or what else is that? And we've also seen all this speculation of like, what's that sound? In the latest trailer that other side released, they stumble across some blue orb that's making some weird sound. Is that one of the energy sources? So the first of these activations was obviously the Dookie Dash game, and then we're going to have on March 8th we're going to have the summoning, and then at the end of March, in late March, they've said that that's when it's scheduled for. We're going to actually have a second trip in the other side, so that's really exciting. And it's not just other side, it's not just Yuga Labs that is having a lot of things around the end of March. There's a load of projects that are all kind of somewhat related to Yuga Labs are also having some sort of activations around that time as well. Applied Primate Engineering is kind of a derivative project, well, not so much, a derivative project of Bored Ape Yacht Club, but they're releasing some sort of mega bots as well, and they're doing something, they're having a mint on March 15th, so there could be some relation there. The guys over at Speculation Alley YouTube channel, if you're big into 10KTF and Yuga Labs that I watch, I'll leave their link in the description, but they're guessing that there's a number of different sister projects, kind of like layer 2s on top of the Yuga Labs ecosystem. So there's Mutant Hound Collars, there's Applied Primate Engineering, and 10KTF is actually integrated in Yuga Labs itself, but they're all kind of having different scenarios happening around that time as well. So their speculation is that in the other trip, the mechs, everyone will be a mech, like in the first trip, everyone's just one of these robots, except you're going to have a screen on your robot to have your profile picture displayed there, rather than actually having everyone as their profile picture, like as their actual character running around, because that's a lot, that's they haven't got to that stage yet. But having a screen as the head in the second trip, that would be pretty cool, because it's not everyone is the same, everyone is unique, but like it's going to be a lot easier to render, a lot more simple for the other side and Yuga Labs to actually manage to do that. And we've seen mechs with a screen for a head before in one of 10KTF's gameplays or one of their trailers. The other common trait that we've seen across a number of different collections, there's not just mega robots or mechs, not just these talk of mechs through 10KTF, Applied Primate Engineering, Mutant Hounds. There's also a talk of you'll have to pick a side, and that goes for other side as well. There's two different sides to other side, as you can even tell that from the logo. There's a good and an evil side, and we know that because there's going to be another 100,000 Otherdeed land drops at some stage. And as I've continually mentioned, there's always been this talk of some sort of battle, MD versus MM. There's always been some sort of battle, and that's what we're going to need those mechs for, I think. So there'll be a battle of the mechs. Maybe it's past versus future, maybe it's good versus evil, we're not really sure. This is all just speculation for now, but there's definitely going to be some sort of battle involving mechs, and that's further down the line, but that's what everything's kind of lining up towards, in my opinion. As some of you may know, I've continually said 10KTF has become my second favourite project after like Bored Ape Yacht Club and Yuga Labs projects, and 10KTF are releasing a profile picture after years, literally years of people wanting it. They're finally going to release a profile picture. It seems like they haven't said that explicitly, but if you can read through the lines, which I've talked about in my previous videos, it seems like they're going to release a profile picture, and this profile picture is currently going for 1 Ethereum. Now that's probably that's something I'm really looking at buying, but I'm probably going to wait for a pullback potentially. I'd love to be able to buy these at a cheaper price, but I think a lot of people are sleeping on these G tags. If you want to learn more about the G tags, you can check out my previous video about them, but yeah, I think they're being slept on a little bit. However, the entire NFT ecosystem, the entire crypto markets, seems like it's at quite a bit of a bear market rally. I don't want to be FOMOing in too much in a bear market at all, so I'm going to be waiting for bargain basement prices. I already do have some exposure to 10KTF, but yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite projects that I am looking to add more at some point. So for me, looking at all the different collections involved in the Yuga Labs ecosystem, there's sewer passes, which are 2.5 Ethereum. There's the G tags, which is a profile picture by 10KTF for 1 Ethereum, and then we have Otherdeeds for 2 Ethereum. So I think Otherdeeds and all of them have some big activations coming up. We could see some relation to 10KTF in the second trip or in the summoning, probably in the second trip. But I also think Wagmi-san or 10KTF retweeted this from other side. So I think I think the most likely scenario is there's going to be something big tied in with 10k TF in whatever this Legends of the Mara is, which is coming after the second trip. The other reason I think that is because kind of the style of the imagery is very similar to the style of the imagery in the latest 10k TF trailer, and we know Wagmi-san went missing and Wagmi-san has reappeared in the other side. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting things coming up within the next month by the end of March that will shed a lot of light on what's to come. So we'll see if this NFT run can keep going. I'm not buying into anything at these prices. I'm already heavily exposed to the NFT ecosystem, so I'm being very patient. But yeah, I think there's probably, if the crypto market doesn't crash and the stock market doesn't crash for another few months, yeah, we can see these NFTs really performing well because there's so much happening in regards to them over the next couple of months. Like I always said, a profile picture collection created by people under the umbrella of Yuga Labs. Like, what's not to like about that for one Ethereum? And I think there's only going to be up to 20,000 of them, or like there won't even be 20,000 of them, because a lot of people will keep the Genesis items rather than burning them to be able to get this profile picture. Alright, thanks so much for watching. Smash the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Cheers.